So, Victor, what's the most clandestine organization that you've ever heard of or been a part of?
I have actually heard of a lot. I heard one called the Don't Poop on Your Toilet sensation that is just very crazy. Because the thing is, they actually poop on the floor everywhere except the toilet, which I think is absolutely insane. Also heard of the pro-Nazi organization, but we'll just leave it at that.
Oof, heard a
Yeah,
few
I
of
know a
those.
lot that's a little interesting that I shouldn't go into detail on. But what about you?
Man, I don't know, man. It just gets really strange because I've heard that there are some organizations that are out here using male models because they're actually the most qualified to be assassins. In fact, I think they might have just been called the Assassins. There might be a whole video game around them.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
So what? What if the show gets canceled and you guys never get to do movies or anything like that?
Yes, bitch! There she is!
They should let children out of school to see this movie. They should show it in school.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I disagree. I am Iron Man.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
You're gonna have to rock a thong with this. Oh, no, I don't wear thongs. I have a very fussy taint.
Oh, behave.
Welcome back to Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast, the number one freak accident gas station fight podcast in the galaxy. And with the way gas prices are looking, you are really spending a lot to have one of those. My name is Johnny Watson.
And I'm Victor Higgins, but I guess for this podcast, you could call me Red Velvet Haze, the number 2 male model in the universe.
Yes, yes, yes. And today, let's preface this a little bit because, I'm sure there were some people that read the description and they said, well, we're only doing the movies of leading SNL cast members. And you guys, certain ones come to mind, well, Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler,
Right.
Amy Poehler, all of those come to mind because all of those people were cast members for a pretty decent amount of time.
For a solid amount of years that people would know them.
For any amount of years, for
Yeah.
definitely at least one full season.
Right.
But today, we wanted to let you guys know that we're not just limiting it to the longtime SNL cast members. We're going to also allow the short time SNL cast members.
Yeah,
Arguably the shortest time SNL cast members. I mean, there were a few that had 1 or 2 episodes, but at a whopping 4 episodes was a man by the name of Ben Stiller. Now,
Yes.
Ben Stiller wasn't much when he was on SNL, but boy, would he go on to create and do a lot of things, including today's movie, the 2001, I don't know if it's a cult classic, Zoolander.
It's like a well-known film that I think you could still call it certain things.
It's
And yeah.
I definitely wanted to call it a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Zoolander this week, and it's not gonna lie, this might be the first one I'm gonna have a hard time with.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I also kind of have a weird time with this movie myself.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It had a lot of different things to it that I both liked, and I won't even say hated. It just was kind of interesting, and I didn't find it the funniest movie ever. I will admit that, but many things that this movie did was very intriguing to me. And since we are discussing Ben Stiller as a cast member, some trivia I want to see just to test your SNL knowledge, Johnny. And I will admit to our listeners, I do have it in front of me, but he was on 4 episodes of the show. Can you name all 4 hosts that Ben Stiller was a cast member in?
Oh, shit. What year was this in?
This was the 1988-1989 season 14 of the show, and he was part of the 1989 half of that year.
Okay. So he was on there
for
Oh,
episode
okay. Okay. If I name
14.
a musical guest, does that also count?
Uh, it counts. I'll give you it.
Okay. Was Madonna or Michael Jackson?
No.
Oh God. Who is
Want to
this?
give her a guess, or you want me to give you them?
Brooke Shields?
No.
Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly, Brooke Shields, I believe she was going to host an early episode of the show, but never did. I think it was like during the sixth season of the show, but like the writer strike happened and they didn't,
Oh
that didn't
man, that would have
happen.
been really early in her stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, okay. I'm only gonna make three more guesses.
Okay, okay.
Let's see. No, he wasn't famous yet. Was Chevy in there?
No.
Okay. What about um who is the 80s star I'm thinking of? No, I don't think he was even into that like that. John Candy.
No, not in this time, no. He was in
Oh,
he was in the early 80s, just late 80s.
dang it. I thought he was still famous by then. Okay. Gonna throw it out there and say Aerosmith. Any of them.
Not for this season, but for the next season, they would appear in the famous Wayne's World sketch with Tom Hanks.
Right. Okay. Tom
So here,
Hanks.
yeah. Oh no, not Tom.
Damn it. Okay.
Did
Tom
host in
Hanks.
this season, but not for one of
Not
Ben's
for
episodes.
any of Ben's.
Ben's episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
What were the
here's
four?
the four. From March 25th, 1989, we have the one and only Mary Tyler Moore as host.
Oh, dang it. I didn't even think she was still famous by then. Okay.
Yeah, with musical guest Elvis Costello.
Okay.
Then on April Fool's Day, one of only two, I believe, episodes to ever air on April Fool's of SNL.
The other one being Quentin Brunson's episode.
That's right. We have Mel Gibson hosting.
Oh, damn. I really should have.
Yeah, with a musical guest, Living Color. Are you familiar with them? Not In Living Color, but Living Color.
Those are the guys who made I Want to Sex You Up, I think.
I have to look that up, but I'm not entirely sure. And then we had a double duty episode, which is very interesting because this era of the show didn't really have a whole lot of them, but we have a double duty episode hosted by the one, the only Dolly Parton.
Oh, I might
Yeah.
have to go back and look at that. Damn.
Yeah, and a side note, I'm not surprised Dolly Parton appeared on SNL. I am surprised this was her own time on SNL because I feel like she would be someone to appear on like every once in a while, but like
Super
surprisingly,
famous. Yeah.
And then his final episode was with Gina Davis, with musical guest John Mellencamp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That movie did come out around this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just some other key fun things from Ben's time at the show, or like his time with SNL as a whole, is I believe he left after only 4 episodes because he wanted to do short films, but they didn't allow
I
him.
was reading that, yeah.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let him do it.
He appeared in about 2 years earlier, he appeared in a film from the show called, I forget, something about money. You know, I also had a Hello as a cameo.
2 years later, you say?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, earlier.
So he wasn't pulling a Norm Macdonald and hosting the year after they fired him.
Yeah, no. He has hosted the show twice, I believe. Yes, in season 24 and season 37, and as of most recent time, we have seen him cameo as Michael Cullen during that was happening.
Oh, I think I do remember that a few years ago. Or was that last year?
Like a few years ago during the first Trump administration.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So some interesting deets there.
Interesting times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This movie was a lot. We're gonna have to get into it. I'm not sure it. We'll get into it, but what were your initial thoughts? You said, because you already said yours. I also felt kind of about it. It was funny at times, but there were other times when it was like hard to understand the whole plot, and we were skipping time way too much, and this is not everyone's gonna understand when I say this, but the way some people talk about Belly, the DMX movie, I'm not sure you
I'm
might
familiar
be too old for you.
with
Yeah.
that.
But the way people talk about Belly and say it doesn't make sense, it doesn't have a plot, all the stuff is too disconnected. I never understood what they meant until I saw this movie. When I saw this movie, I was like, there are times when I'm confused and I'm like, who are they running from and why is this even important? And then it comes back around and it's like, oh, I guess this was tied to that. It's like, yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a whole shebang of a movie, pretty much, and
Yeah. And then
yeah,
at one point, it's like, else, another thing, this movie was like way more like serious and political than I expected it to be.
right. Yeah, I thought the same thing. As soon as we'll get into it real quick, but like as soon as it opened, I was like, oh wow, it's this type of movie. I would not expect.
Yeah, this type of movie about this type of subject that's like
Yeah,
basically evergreen because of the fucked up world we live in.
right.
Yeah.
And I guess like while we're still doing our preamble, let's get into who we have the cast. So of course, Ben Stiller as Derek Zoolander, and we have former host of the show. Surprisingly, only hosted the show once. Owen Wilson as Hansel McDonald.
Wait, Owen, you know what it is? I think it feels like Owen hosted more than once because Melissa impersonated him so much.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because you like he would have hosted in this time too. Like
It
it's too
really
wow.
feels like he hosted more than once.
Yeah, yeah. I believe he only like cameoed like one time, but like in 2016, I believe, and his brother Luke has also hosted in the Crazy season 30. But we have Christine Taylor here. I'm not familiar with her. Are you?
Not really, no.
Yeah. As Matilda Jeffries, we have SNL cast member Will Ferrell as Jacob M. Maguta.
Makatu.
Magatu. Yeah. And some interesting fact I remember hearing due to the great SNL reviewer One SNL Day and his co-name is Stooge. Apparently, when season 26 of SNL was going on, he was actually filming this movie, and he actually used his real hair. He actually used it. He actually dyed out his hair, so the hair you see in that movie is like his real hair. It's not a wig at all.
Wait,
And
this was real hair?
yeah, this was well. Yeah, according to him, this is like legit hair. Like he just dyed it for this movie. Which I think is like wow.
Right.
And I believe also if you check some episodes of season 26, you can see in the Good Nights he actually has the white hair during the stage, which I think is very
No, wait, whose hair are we talking about?
Will's hair. Yeah.
Will Ferrell's hair. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he dyed his hair white?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would commit to the bit that much, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, not surprising for Will Ferrell at all.
Mhm.
But we have Malia Jovovich as
Mila
Katina.
Jovovich.
Too
I
long
feel like
ago
I've
last
heard of
name.
her a little bit.
Yeah. And she was a character with a too long ago last name I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. So if you could try Johnny, that's great, but I'm not gonna even attempt
Wait,
it.
which one?
Katinka, just
Katina?
yeah, Katina.
Katinka. Yeah.
Just Katinka, and then her last name. Just a lot of A's and N's I see.
Okay.
We also have the incredible Jerry Stiller, Ben's father.
I think that might be the first time we've done that. I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. At least in our movies, we'll probably get to more.
Yeah. As Maury Ballstein, which real quick, I love all the names of these characters.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about Maury Ballstein.
They're either very hard to pronounce, or you're just like, what? Like, that's your name? What?
Yeah.
And we also have David Duchovny as J.P. Pruitt, and he appears a little later on, but his role is great here. Then we have John Voight, I believe it is, as Larry Zoolander, Derek's father. Are you familiar with him?
I've heard of him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw that guy, I thought that was the dad from Peacemaker. I thought that was oh, I cannot remember his name, but that guy.
Yeah, he's a name I feel like I see occasionally in like random comedy movies from this time, but like I don't think he ever like started one himself, which I think is interesting. Not to my knowledge, at least. And then we also have Vince Vaughn, which
Right, I was gonna say Vince Vaughn was sneakily in this. Like if you blink, yeah, it's hard to notice him in the makeup.
Yeah, he's in this like for like 2 minutes, and
that means that both of the Wedding Crashers are in this.
Oh yeah, that's right. And also, I believe it was like Ben, Owen, Will, Vince, and like two other people. I think Steve Carell was in one of them, or it's like
Mhm.
the Brat Pack group. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
Rat Pack.
yeah, like a group of these like it's like Will, Owen, Ben, Luke, Vince, and other people that were basically like the stars of 2000s comedies, and people refer to them as that because like I guess like every iconic 2000s movie would star one of those five or six people. So that's interesting.
Okay, the
Then we have
genre, that's the Brat
yeah,
Pack.
yeah, we have Judah Friedlander as
Of
Scrappy
30
Zoolander.
Rock fame.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Oh
I was
wow,
all over that.
yeah. And
I
then
didn't even
finally
notice it was him.
We have Nathan Lee Graham and
It's Nathan Lee.
yeah, Nathan Lee Graham. I'm not familiar with him too much.
No.
Apparently, this is like one of his most iconic roles, so he's not the
Yeah,
biggest actor in the world. And then we
right.
have Justin Theroux. Is that his last name? Theroux?
Justin, I don't even know that. Yeah. We would have future hosts only because we recorded this episode right now. Alexander
Right.
Skarsgård.
Oh yeah,
Had
yeah,
we done had this been the first episode, we couldn't say that. But now,
yeah,
because of what was it, like 5 weeks ago, future host Alexander Skarsgård.
yeah, yeah. And also having a bunch of different people that we'll get into
Oh
that.
yeah. Wait. So many cameos of people playing themselves.
Yeah, I'm very
Several
surprised
future
how
hosts
many.
at this time.
Yeah, I'm very surprised how many people appeared in this because I didn't
A
really think it was like.
ridiculous amount of people appeared in this playing
And
themselves.
I feel that's probably one of the reasons why this movie is like really well known because of like the big cameos. Because
I
I
think
think
that helped spread it at the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I believe this did pretty well for the box office. So yeah,
I think so.
ready to get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Definitely some thoughts. All right, I'm checking it out here. Okay, so this movie starts off super wild. We are in Malaysia. Like we're zooming out, like it's like what would probably be a drone shot now, but is was probably helicopter because of 2001 technology standards. The Prime Minister of Malaysia vows to raise the substandard minimum wage across the country and end child labor once and for all. Sir, this is a comedy movie. The bosses of all major fashion houses have all their inventory tied up in Malaysia and other Southeast Asian countries. They believe that the changes in Malaysia will soon spread to other countries and the fashion houses will be out of business in less than a year. The Malaysian Prime Minister arrives in New York in 14 days, and Mugatu, a fashion designer, a comically evil fashion designer, by the way, like this is a Bond villain type nigga, is tasked with assassinating him. Mugatu is told to invite the prime minister to Fashion Week as a guest of honor and assassinate him there. And they need a beautiful but dim-witted assassin who can be manipulated easily. And already this this is a lot. This
Yeah,
is a lot.
it has a lot. And again, it's like such a crazy way to start your movie, especially in this time where like 9/11 was happening in 2001. I guess like this was
Wait, when
sometime.
did this movie come out? Well, I think it was it before or after 9/11?
Uh oh,
What
just
was
the 28th of September of 2001.
28th of September?
So
Why are you making people think about this 3 weeks after 9/11?
like
God damn.
it's like it's so weird. Like again,
I
you would never expect a
mean,
comedy movie to start this way. This was like some sort of like even if it was like a political comedy movie, like okay, but like no.
I thought this was going to be such a stupid, funny movie that had nothing serious in it. And it's like,
Right.
what's messy about this is, like I said, this is an evergreen subject. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, we don't have to think about it here in America and in several other countries, but there are still kids that are making our clothes in other countries and getting paid nothing or very little. And it's like, I didn't I wasn't in the mindset to think about that right now.
Right,
Like
exactly.
it's like much more than I was expecting. I didn't want to have to go there.
Yeah, it's very it has like a whole lot to it, which I think again is like very weird in this
Yeah.
again not so long after 9/11, but all I really have to say for this opening scene is just I really liked Will here. It's just immediately like just like how his voice sounded. It gave me a good
Oh, he
the
first
whole
of all, Will Ferrell is ass off in this movie. There
absolutely.
were a few things wrong with this movie, but Will Ferrell's performance was not one of them. He was playing like a maniacal villain. He is seriously messed up. And then you go on to find out that he has like a secret identity history going on. Like
Hmm.
this is a maniac. Like, whoa, he's going way too hard in all the best ways.
Yeah, and there's like one line he said, I forget exactly why, like the context of the line, but he said, "Oh, in God's green goodness," which yeah, I get a chuckle out of that.
I feel like
And
he's always like talking at full volume too. Like he's
yeah,
always talking like this. You
yeah,
will get Zoolander to
yeah.
my house.
It's like
To
the
kill
sort of
this prime minister.
yeah, it's like sort of the exact opposite of his Jacob Soch character he did on Weekend Update, where he talked very loudly.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. He's ass off in this. I will say that I think the set design is pretty good too. Because they really definitely created, they had that meeting room and they had like the high tech stuff by that standard. It was a lot going on. But yeah, they
Also, a shout out to the poodle.
to the poodle. Yes, the damn poodle. Yeah, they're definitely I think the plot's still on track at this point, but it starts to get a little wonky soon. So, anyways, the dim-witted but good-natured Derek Zoolander is ousted as the top fashion model by rising star Hansel. Derek was competing for his fourth straight Male Model of the Year award, and Hansel is a rookie who is very casual and informed about the fashion industry and doesn't take it too seriously. The award is announced to Hansel, and yet Derek goes up to the podium and accepts the award and even starts to make a speech vastly embarrassing himself. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. First of all, what it didn't say, he apparently has literally just one look. He
Hmm.
always goes like, and
Yeah,
that's
I
his
noticed
look,
that.
no matter what. And he's calling this one look like 9 or 10 different looks, and it's like, mm, okay. And this is it's so, oh, you know what it's like? I'm just thinking about this. It's kind of like Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang, for those who have seen Pootie Tang releases a song with no sounds in it, and everybody loves it. Like people are losing their mind, women are throwing their panties, people are getting kicked out of their house for how good the song is. And this is how that look is, where it's like, this doesn't make any sense to us, but in the universe of this movie, this is like, actually, not even in the universe of this movie, because one of them calls him out on it, like, bro, you got one look.
Yeah,
And he's like, no, that's 12 different looks for all months of the calendar.
yeah, and my favorite part is like even when he's like sad, is that's still his face. Like
Yes,
still like a tonal difference that you could tell that he's sad.
he has one look. It's really crazy and weird. I do think the lead up to this was was the lead up to this when he was talking with what's his name?
Ballstein.
Ballstein. Or was that after this? I think
Uh,
it might have been after.
this was when like we first saw
When we
him.
first saw him before the awards show.
Yeah, yeah. While he's getting ready, while he's talking to Matilda. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think Ballstein's starting to kind of show a little bit of stuff, but not yet. We'll get into it later. But yeah, he's oh, do we see the reporter right before this? I think we do. A little bit.
What?
Matilda.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is where we introduce her
Yeah,
and Derek. Yeah.
she's kind of a shy reporter, not really doing too much, but she's definitely way far off from almost every other character in this movie.
Yeah. really the only normal person. Is that
Grounded in an insane world.
yeah, and
Yeah. And then when
I
we
really
get, yeah.
I really liked because she's like I don't even say like no nonsense, but like she's just like always like ready to go with
Mhm.
everyone. Is not doesn't have time for any of the BS.
Yeah,
That's
she's a serious journalist in a silly world.
exactly yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, not that's all I really have to say for this. But I felt this was a very nice way to introduce Derek, like the show, like
Yeah, and understand who he was and who Hansel was. I do think we start to understand like what type of dumb he is because it is at this point he is like I think this is the first time when he takes something literally. Um yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
forget what it was, but it was something where he takes it literally and it's like this doesn't mean that. It's silly. And then obviously the actual thing, I think I said
Oh, well, real quick, I want to point out two things that at
yeah.
first I'm not like I wasn't super familiar with this movie, so I kind of like forgot like what Zoolander sounded like. So when he does, like, oh,
Oh
go,
yeah, he's putting on a voice the whole movie, yeah.
yeah, and also at one point when we talked to Matilda, and I believe she like asked like what's your purpose, and he says to be professionally good looking. And something about the way he said that made me laugh.
Yes, yes. And I also want to say at this point, we start to see way too many cameos. We see everyone talking about Zoolander. Um, Apparently Natalie Portman is rumored to want to
Right.
date him or something. There's just a lot going on. It's the beginning of the way too many cameos. And
Yeah, it feels
yeah,
like a modern SNL episode. So many
feels like a
cameos.
modern SNL episode. One last thing before we move on. I can't separate this movie from now because if someone did that then, it's already going to be all over the news. If someone did that now, accepted an award that wasn't theirs, this is going like super viral. Like everybody is talking about this for it's becomes a meme, it becomes a GIF, everything, like for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
And another thing I wanted to say was the VH1 Fashion Awards a real thing? Was it or
I don't think so. Was it? Check it out. Look it up.
oh
Oh my gosh, I think there was.
oh wow
The VH1 Fashion Awards.
wow.
It just ended. No. That's something else.
In fact, I think
There,
I remember actually there being a sketch the show did, I believe like with Mango. It was like him and Jennifer Lopez, like at the VH1 Fashion Awards, I believe, around that time, where they were like him and Mango or Jennifer and Mango were getting into the fight. I believe that was the VH1 Fashion Award they were parodying. I'm not entirely sure, but
so
yeah.
I'm looking at this. There is a VH1 Fashion Awards.
Mm.
I cannot find the Wikipedia for it.
Uh, and also, because at first I thought it was a fake thing. I was like, oh wow, they really got all these celebrities to be part of this one film. And I feel like even since it is a real thing, it is still amazing how they got like all these celebrities to be part of this bit, including our own president.
Yeah, that wasn't that obviously one of the many reasons that this movie kind of aged weird in a lot of ways.
But
Yeah, a lot of celebrities from various stenches. Let's get on to the next part. So, meanwhile, while he after he made that, he still one last thing before we should mention that Zoolander is like older and he's like towards the tail end of his peak, and Hansel, who just won the award, is that he's like up and coming, like he's about to be the next big thing.
yeah,
Meanwhile, fashion mogul Jacobim Magatu. I didn't even know his first name was Jacobim. Jacobim Magatu and his model agent Maury Ballstein are plotting to find a model who can be brainwashed into becoming an assassin. They see Derek on stage doing what he just did, and they're like, well, this is the perfect candidate. And yeah, we're starting to see some of the reasons why he's not bright enough for this, how he would not catch on, but he's also like vain enough to think that this could work without actually thinking it. Yeah, very evil. Another thing, as we move on, there just continues to be shades of like very messy and dirty that Ballstein is, because it's like he is planning with the villain of this movie and later does not get ended up as the villain of this movie. It's like, no, 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 no. Ballstein is clearly not a good guy for multiple reasons.
Yeah, just I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, with the last name Ballstein, like the guy definitely gotta be a wild card, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think he
Mhm.
like inappropriately touches a girl in the hallway or something.
Yeah, like he says some sort of like goofy line and squeezes her butt, like oh
Yeah. And again, he's plotting with the villain. It's like this dude's out of pocket a few times in this movie.
yeah. And real quick, when they're at the award show, I really like the montages for both uh Derek and Hansel.
Oh, they sure do. They have like these, what was it, like a minute and a half or 2 minutes?
Yeah, and it really I really liked how like early 2000s it was like so many different graphics and just like it was very like fast too like this thing and this thing and this thing all piling up onto each other that like really tickled me there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Let's see. Oh yeah. Derek's reputation is further tarnished by a critical article by journalist Matilda Jeffries. Derek Derek has his signature look, blue steel, Fieri, and Le Tigre, which again are all the same look, and has been working on his new look called Magnum for the last 8 or 9 years. Derek is really mad at Matilda, who says that it was her editor who changed the story to make Derek look stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole thing here that
Yeah. What
just
do they call it? A hit piece?
I believe so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was that bad, but then again, we did not read it in universe. But the
Mhm.
the clickbait article headline did look pretty bad.
Yeah, and I believe like after he finds out, he's like walking the street like very sad. And at one point, like Hansel comes by him and on a scooter, and that girl's like right on. Right, they piggyback on his back, which is so funny. Like you're basically saying, "Oh hey, screw you, loser!" Right on a scooter. Like who's the real
Right,
loser?
right. I did think they might be not enemies at some point. When I started seeing this, I was like, these guys, I don't think they hate each other that bad. But did you
Yeah,
think of that? Yeah.
yeah, they're like way too similar with each other. That like you gotta like be have some sort of connection that isn't against one another, but with
Plus,
each other.
honestly, I don't think these two characters are smart enough to have any real vitriol towards each other.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Like, I just don't. I could see them. I feel like they would be mad at each other and then forget what it was even about, and then actually end up on the same side over something like an ice cream truck passing by or something.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So he gets back to his apartment. He's hanging out with his homeboys, Mikas, Rufus, and Brent. And I'm not gonna lie, I really thought these roommates, because this was the next scene is the only scene I had seen from this movie. I thought it came out later in this movie where all his friends would blow up. So I'm like, okay, that's all the way towards the end of the movie or the middle of the movie. He's going to have a bunch of wild shenanigans with his friends, and they're just going to be annoying and supportive throughout this movie. That was not true. I
Yeah,
was
it's
a little
kind
bit
of designed
disappointed.
like you would see these three guys throughout the entire
Oh,
thing.
these three guys would have been his Tyler and his Gerard.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But we don't get that in this movie because they're killed so early, and it's like, I just, yeah, one of the first fumbles of this movie, I think, because this could have been something. This could have been fun, you know?
Yeah, it would have been very fun to see them like once like they're trying to like save Zoolander, like have them join like with Matilda like to save him. But, like it's weird, like oh they didn't like do that. Like you could have had this character or characters be like done more with, and you did that. Like oh, as well as they're very fun characters too. Like I really like all three of them.
Yeah, or at least have Zoolander bounce off of them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
just to see like what kind of dumb he is, or oh, that person made him smarter, or we get to see how Zoolander has like heart and morale through these characters because it's like, oh man, Mikas, I really helped you with that heart surgery. I'm so glad you're okay, or something like that. We don't get any of that. They're just roommates, and we have no other thing to this. Also, I knew fashion models had to be roommates a lot. I never saw it among male models, so I guess that's some good representation. But like a total misuse of these characters. I think we could have had something if we just killed them a little bit later in the movie, you know?
Yeah, like give us
Yeah,
some time, you know.
just a little bit more time.
Right. Yeah.
So Derek's three flatmates, as we were talking about, Mikas, Rufus, and Brent, are killed in a freak gasoline accident. The friends had gone out to take Derek's mind away from the loss and ended up at a gas station where they started to fight with gas instead of water. Derek had stepped away when he saw a man throw a magazine with his photo and the cover in the trash can, and hence he survived. Maury reaches out to Derek and presents an offer from Magatu to work with him in his new fashion show. Magatu has never signed with Derek for an assignment before.
Yeah, a whole lot to this, and
Yeah.
uh, just like I just really love like the playful energy that all three of them bring, and it like really shows like again all the personalities, especially how like they bounce off with Zoolander. I think is really great. But what about you? What do you think of it?
I thought it was pretty silly. I will say I did think when I was watching this that they must have had to pay for all the gas to actually make that happen, which is really silly to me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, especially in these times when,
Yeah, exactly.
like we're recording this in early March, so you see where we're going with this.
Right.
Hopefully it changes by the time this comes out.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, it's like wow, they really went all for that. I believe the Asian one is the one that lights the cigarette to blow them up.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
So ridiculous. It's like, why are you like playing with gas of all things? Like,
Of all things. I mean, well, it said I guess they thought it was a water gun fight, but like at a
yeah,
gas station? Where are there
yeah,
even water guns at a gas station?
yeah. And I really love it when he realizes he's about to smoke. He's like, no, and then the
Oh yeah. Yeah, really bad. Which then leads to the tri-funeral. Yeah. All three of them at the same funeral, which is like crazy. Because
I
it's
wonder
like,
how expensive this funeral was must have been with all three of them.
oh, dude, that's crazy. And in New York too. So on top of you already know it's expensive over there. So you add to the fact that they're all there, three big caskets, three, I guess their families are all there. I guess thousands of people, well, dozens of people from the modeling industry have to be there.
Yeah, dozens.
Yeah. And then Hansel crashes it
Like out of nowhere, really,
out of nowhere. Really inappropriate.
and I still love how even though they're in a funeral, they're still kind of serving with all their like nice looking outfits, which
Yeah.
does make sense that they are fashion models, and
They are fashion models. Like I said, it would be like at a pimp's funeral. They would want him to look good.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's funny because like it it's just like again like just like the fact that they're coming in like nice outfits for funeral. Well, it does make sense because no one's gonna show up like randomly for like which any outfit for a funeral. Like the fact that they still like look very sharp is
Super
makes
sharp.
sense, but it's still very funny.
Of course, of course.
So like
It's like a pimp's funeral.
yeah, exactly.
Of course. You gotta still look fly. And then a little bit after this, like I said, Magatu recruits him in to recruits him into the thing. Had never used him before. So, which is a smarter model would have thought this was sus a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I guess in these like how these guys work, they're not, like tacitly like not intelligent. So I can understand like where the mind's coming from.
Right, right. Anyways, Magatu tried to pull him in with the fact that he would make a school for teaching children how to read and stuff, even though we're not really 1000% sure that he can read, that Zoolander can read at all, because he definitely can't spell at this point. He's been really dumb throughout this movie up to this point. It's really weird.
Yeah, and this is also like where like a scene where I didn't have a lot to know, but like he meets what's his name again? Ballstein. and,
Ballstein, yeah.
yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, he like grabbed his it's like he like grabbed ladies, but he like tested her like
Yeah.
quirky like one liner before
Yeah.
it, which I was like, oh wow, okay.
I
And also
don't know how this character ends up being the good guy at the end.
right, and also very an oddly very suiting look for Jerry Stiller. I feel like he somehow still like manages to look amazing. Even I feel like he should not look that. He still looks very douchey, but like he still still looks fly. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, it's looking pretty crazy. He wants to recruit him. Derek is taking it literally, and trying to make it work. Anyways, that doesn't work at the first on the first attempt. That doesn't work. Derek announces his retirement from modeling and attempts to reconnect with his family, Larry, and his brothers Scrappy and Luke, by helping them in the coal mines in southern New Jersey. Which, by the way, how the hell is this southern New Jersey? They're living they're living this rough. In Pennsylvania, I can understand. In southern New Jersey, this looks like fucking Kentucky or Virginia or something. Like they're digging for coal. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is where we see Vince Vaughn, which
This is where we see Vince Vaughn and Judah Friedlander. And like I said, they're helping him. He's helping them in the coal mines. Derek's delicate method makes him an impractical miner. And his family rejects him. Derek complains of getting black lung after spending just one day in the mine. Yeah, so
yeah,
there's a lot. I had a lot about this one, actually.
yeah. Real quick, what was the other guys? Who's the other guy in this one? There's like three of them. Who's the other one?
It was his father, Larry, his
Larry.
brothers, Scrappy, and his other brother, Luke,
Yeah.
played by Judah Friedlander and Vince Vaughn.
Oh yeah, and yeah, not a whole lot I have to say, so I'll just kind of let you take this one. But I did
Okay.
think it's fun. Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't know how this is Southern New Jersey. Like, Southern New Jersey is beaches. Southern New Jersey is Atlantic City. Southern New Jersey is like, it's just not like this. Or if it is like this, how far out from Philadelphia is this? Because that's also a part of Southern New Jersey. It's a lot of suburbs of Philadelphia. And then as you get further and further away, you get to the beach. It's like, it's not that wide of a state to have this in it. And
Right.
then second, he's a terrible miner, as we say. He's like, he's like really just barely. I'm not sure he mines like hardly any minerals in this. Something a little disturbing to me. Okay. He's not doing blackface because that would mean that he would have to be pretending to be a black character.
Yeah, he's just like.
But his face is still covered up like that. And it's like, this is a little, And then the fact that later in the movie, he kind of does it. It's really walking on the fence with that later in the movie.
Yeah, he does it, but
he does it, but he doesn't do it. But we'll get to it later. It's
another like check mark, unfortunately, that you have to make for like how and crazy this movie is.
Yeah. And then another thing that I'm clocking with this. So he obviously still had to live with his roommates, which I understand New York is expensive. Models don't make as much as we think. However, He is the most famous model in the world, and he is not sending any money back to his family. How is his family this down bad when he's the most famous model in the world? Like, he should have at least got them to a better position. They're out here working in the mines, like really, like it looks like they're pretty poor. It's like he can't send them anything back. Does he
Yeah,
just not care about his family? I just like,
I would guess in the context, probably not, because I guess maybe he's one since I got the cat to
well,
have
then
like
why would he come back to
go
them?
to his head, and I think that like really is a very interesting part to it because I guess again like he has like he's now this famous guy that he doesn't really care about anyone or at least not his family anymore. Like again all the attention is going to his head, and it's yeah. So I think that's probably how it goes, but who knows?
It's real disturbing for me. Feels I'm like, it just seems like he would for this even. I know rich and famous don't always meet at the same level, but he should have enough to send back to his family while they're not living like this. Like, damn,
Yeah, at least I have some heart, you know.
have something, have something. Like, they're not even proud of him either. Like, they like no, there is just I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
There's
his
a
father
real break
even like
off with this family that's like,
I believe that at one point his father even says, "I'm glad your mother hasn't even can't even see that
oh
you're."
yeah, that was real dark. I think they said his I think did his dad say he's glad the mother died in childbirth or something?
Yeah, he's glad his mother is not here to see like the commercial that aired on the TV. I believe it
Yeah,
was.
because the commercial. Oh yeah, because they did make what would be the equivalent to a meme at the time of him accepting the award. The closest they could do by 2001 standards. They were making fun of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Also, now that I think about it, if in the universe of that movie, that moment would probably be on SNL.
yep, yeah, exactly.
It would at the very least be a weekend update show.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if like if Ben was on the show longer, he probably has Zoolander as like a recurring character, maybe.
Oh, I don't even know how they would work that in, but you're right. They probably could. So Derek returns to New York after being such a terrible minor and accepts Magatu's offer to star in the next runway show. Mugatu takes Derek to the headquarters, masked as a day spa, where Derek is conditioned to attempt an assassination when the song Relax, Don't Do It by Frankie Goes Hollywood is played. Watch out for that. Matilda, who is felt partially responsible for Derek's retirement, is suspicious of Mugatu's offer and tipped off by an anonymous caller, tries to enter the spa but is thrown out. Matilda tries to voice her concerns for Derek once he leaves, but he ignores it. There's a lot going on in this one, too. We do go first.
Yeah, I really like the picture of Magatu, like when they revealed he was Frank Goes to Hollywood. That made me chuckle.
Which would
And
come up later.
yeah, and just like a lot to this that
Way a lot.
really like. I believe like at one point there's a scene where I believe Magatu sends over his maid to do something, and I forget. I think it's the poodle that throws up on the maid. I believe.
Oh my, yeah, his assistant, yeah, who's actually been blowing up the last 2 years. He was in Maggie. He was in Interior for whatever that show was with the three older gay men on Hulu.
Oh, who all they can say Netflix. I say, oh,
Wait, that's the guy that played Todd. What's his name? Todd.
we said Hulu.
Nathan Lee Graham. That's the guy. Yeah, he's been blowing up lately. On
Oh,
like
is that show modern mid-century
mid
modern?
modern?
Yeah, yeah.
This is very. I don't know what is it called? Mid modern, mid century modern.
Yeah, which I feel
Yes.
yeah, switch that name. Modern mid-century, I feel would have been a much better name. But
Yeah, that's totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like really great stuff
Yeah,
here.
he goes off on him.
Yeah, for sure. And was this the scene where I believe like he then has to go to Since like mental exam where we see a bunch of weird
Yeah, the brainwashing
yeah,
scene.
that yeah, this was easily my favorite part of the movie just because how insane it was.
Yeah.
And it really felt super like cartoonish. That I feel like this entire movie in a way feels cartoonish, but I feel like this was the most cartoon like, especially the shot of Magatu's head around other heads. I feel like that's like that's very Adult Swim of them for sure.
Yeah, yeah, this feels like something that would have been a super deal. So as for there's so much going on here. First of all, comically evil Magatu, as you said, he goes off on his assistant, really crazy. And then there are some weird looking people. There's a white guy in the locks. That was a bit mad. Yeah, it reminded me of Adrian Brody's bitch ass. Um
Yeah.
yeah. Um there's
Also,
a fat man dressed up as Princess Leia, or I'm not sure, that might have been a woman. It has the hairstyle and the hair color, but they're massaging him. Um, this brainwashing scene was like a lot. Like showing him, it felt like a when you're on mushrooms or ketamine or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, it felt like a hallucinogen. Um, but the worst part about this, another fumble of this movie, we just skip a week. He has been
yeah,
brainwashed for a week,
yeah,
and we're just I don't know why they tried to get this movie made this way. It's really weird. It does make me start to think about um so Ben Stiller wrote this movie. He wrote it and he directed it. And it's starting to make me think like, okay, maybe Ben Stiller is better as an actor and as an actor only. Because he wrote this movie very not, no. He
yeah,
was not cooking with how he wrote this movie. Because it's like, we're skipping, there is a better ways to skip a week. Like, you could have, he also didn't show us anything. Like, he showed
yeah,
us the brainwashing from that day. Nothing else. Usually when you skip a week, it's like they've been training for a week and you play Rise of the Eye of the Tiger or something like that. But
mhm.
no, with this, it's just like brainwashing session of that day. Wake up later. Oh man, a week has passed. And it's like, this is crazy.
Yeah. It feel like uh clunky in a way for like writing because like you just like you skip the week, but like for like no real reason, I believe, because I don't think it really like is important to anything. They just continue on, and it's not like it's not like they like mention anything, or I feel that's very strange. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird to me. I just don't know what we're supposed to do with all this when we skip a week, when we don't have like a reasonable reason for to do it. It's yeah, it's really weird. We do get a little bit more from the journalist, Matilda, in this, because she's like really going all out as a journalist to find this. Like, I think she breaks in at some point. Um, I want to say she investigated Katarina, was her name? Katinka?
uh, yeah, whatever the name was.
Yeah, Katinka.
I think that.
Um, I think we find out that it was like a clone or like multiple dead people or something.
Hmm.
And it was like male models turned to female. They said something like a little bit transphobic, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff going on in this movie, but again, crazy brainwashing. It now is becoming clear that they're trying to turn him into a Manchurian candidate type figure where they can control him without actually like physically touching him. So
They're
we're
trying to.
definitely getting some plot, but not enough plot to just skip a week, to not say exactly what's going on. It feels like wonky and or lazy writing.
Yeah, it's like so random. Like why even like skip a week, especially since like I said, it doesn't like factor into anything. You just like decide to skip a week for like
I
no real
know.
reason.
And
I
now that
guess
I think
maybe
about
as a like a joke, like oh he was in there for like that long, but like so
yeah, and it also makes me think that now that I think of it, it feels like they set too big of a gap at the beginning, and then they didn't try to fix it. They said, like he said, 14 days is going to be enough to do what we do, and then he got to this point and was like, "Oh, that's too long. Let's shorten it. Let's just jump around." And it's not even the last time they do it. Anyway,
yeah.
Matilda is now heavily invested with Derek. They go out to a club. Oh, before this, I believe she comes to his apartment or he goes to hers. And yeah, we find out that Zoolander is apparently really smart about anything related to modeling, but that's it. Like he says something like, if you don't tighten your hair, you'll actually release the skin follicles so you won't be so dry up here, or something like that. And it's like, how the hell do you know this, but you can't turn left? But you can't, which will come back later in the movie. How the hell do you know this, but you think that a miniature school model is actually the size of the model of the school?
Yeah, and like right before he exit, I believe like he tried to like fix her hair just to make her look more beautiful. I just love how he's like,
Yeah, he has a whole scientific explanation to all of this. Like,
yeah,
who is this man?
mm,
Yeah, it's really weird. Anyways, Matilda follows him to a pre-runway show. Before this, they go to a club, and like there's real celebrities in this too. Again, this is a very, very, very heavily cameo movie. And Hansel is there. He challenges them to a walk-off, and this walk-off is pretty crazy.
yeah,
Um, they are doing all sorts of insane. This is the montage that we wanted to have for the week
right,
that they skipped, but they used it here instead. Um, where they're doing all sorts of moves, they're jumping to land on the stage, they're ending up on the thing. It's only won by Hansel when when
like
he
easily
takes
dresses
off his underwear without taking off his pants or something like that.
yeah,
And it's like, first of all, I'm not sure this is physically possible without ripping them. Zoolander tries to do it too, and then everyone is like, Zoolander, you'll hurt yourself. And he does hurt himself down there real bad. And
right, exactly. And I also love like when they announced the walk off, it's kind of like in this like version, just kind of pretend as like a fight's happening because I love how everyone gangs over. Like, oh, it's kind of like, oh, hey, all about the fight. Like, oh, I gotta see it. They all like walk in. And I really like that. And also like those breakdance moves. Like, wow.
that
For,
was
for,
some pretty good dancing moves, yeah. It made
yeah,
me, it reminded me of Guardians of the Galaxy when they
mhm.
won that by a dance song,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
feels insane for such a high stakes alien movie, but that is, yeah.
right. Yeah. And who knew we'd be comparing this movie to Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, who knew?
I wonder if James Gunn saw this movie before he came up with that.
Maybe. And another thing I really liked is oh, actually no, this them pulling their underwear reminded me of a scene from Community in a way. In a way, it was like Jeff Winger and another guy.
Oh,
Where it was like have like a pull off, and I believe like a strip pull, and then it came to a point where they rough released their underwear, and they were still doing pull in their underwear, and like,
I think I do remember this one. Yeah.
yeah, and everyone had like different reactions to it. Like, I really like all that one time was just like staring right at Jeff's balls. He's like, like, oh
Yeah,
wow.
it was a wild one. Yeah. Also, it's just another one. As we said, this is a heavy cameo movie. David Bowie is just randomly here judging this thing.
Yeah, like I
Like, I
wonder.
don't even know why he's in New York. He's just, oh, I gotta judge. I'm David Bowie. I'm
Yeah,
judging underground fashion shows, of course. That's what I'm famous for.
I wonder if like maybe Ben or Jerry possibly knew David at something. I would be surprised if like at least like Jerry
I
and
think
David.
Jerry definitely knew David Bowie
Yeah, yes, that's
because
probably
at
how.
this point he's so established.
Yeah, and so very
Yeah,
very interesting to it.
yeah. It's
Like
also Matilda receives another anonymous call to meet nearby a cemetery during all this fashion show. As they're speeding off, they head to this cemetery with um one of the great hand models of all time, J.P. Pruitt, played by David Duchovny. He explains that the fashion industry has been behind several political assassinations, including Abraham Lincoln and JFK, and brainwashed models are soon killed after they have completed the task. Before JP can explain more, Katinka, Magatu's chief henchwoman, and her aides attack the group, forcing Derek and Matilda to flee. I just realized something. Technically, Katinka is the Mercy Graves to Magatu's Lex Luthor.
it's a good comparison there, yeah.
It is, but yeah, super. Oh my goodness. It's at this point I'm like, well, this has become, as I said, Nicole, this has become Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
They're doing things like across history for fashion, and it's like, what the hell? I do think it was a little underhanded that they would use all the things that Abraham Lincoln and slavery had to do with that. For this
right.
joke, but yeah.
Right. And it's just like again, like another scene that had like so much, and at least like right
So
after.
much. And don't forget his hand is in a hyperbaric chamber or something for this whole, well, until Zoolander breaks it. But yeah.
Yeah, I had to watch this twice 'cause I didn't really know exactly like what his hand was like in at first.
Yeah.
I thought like some sort of like light up like bulb or something, but like
Yeah. It's he's preserving his hand because it's his moneymaker, but he's also retired from the fashion industry because of how scummy he thinks it is. Yet he still wants to preserve that. It's like it's really, and then there's it's like there's a level of unexplained lore about this part that in some movies, if they make it too big, it then loses its lore. But if they make it too small, it's like, well, now we want more. It's kind of like how the hotel works in John Wick, where
Mhm.
there's clearly way more lore to this entire thing, but we
Yeah,
only see this much of it. And that's how I felt about this part. It's like, what do you mean these male models have been perfectly suited and they've killed hundreds of them, but after they killed presidents and dictators and prime ministers all over the world, it's like there is a way deeper story here that actually, knowing how Ben Stiller writes movies, he probably would have fumbled it too. So it's probably better that we didn't get too deep into that.
yeah, I really admire this because it had showed like a lot of different parts to it that I thought was kind of the better portions of the movie, and it really works it well.
Yeah, yeah. There's just so much depth here that I can understand why they didn't, but there's a lot. And apparently hand models think different from the regular models, so it's like there's a separation of there's a diversity of thought among which type of model you are. They didn't even get to where female models work into this. There's just a lot going on. I believe it is right after this that Matilda tries to intercept Derek before the show. Oh no, wait. Well, no, I was right. She does start to become a friend of his. This is after Magatu's henchwoman, Katinka, has started shooting at them. Like it's starting to get like really serious. They're trying to kill him before any of things start to even go in that direction. Um, they decide that they need to go to the one place that no one would look for him. And of course, that is Hansel's house. He goes to Hansel's home. They both do. the last place anyone would think that Mugatu would look. And Derek and Hansel resolve their differences while partaking of Hansel's selection of narcotics and participating in a lot of orgy stuff with Matilda and others. By the way, I think it was like 8 guys to 1 girl or something like this at one point.
I, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. While recovering, Derek also finds out that he is falling in love with Matilda. Derek and Hansel break into Maury's office to find evidence of the assassination plot, but can't operate his computer to find them. Derek leaves the show. Hansel follows with the computer in hand, believing that, as told to him by Matilda, the files are literally in the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of this?
Well, this had a lot, so I'll try to do it, piece by piece. I really liked like the skateboarding rink in Hansel's place,
Hmm.
and it seemed like a fever dream of like all the people that were there. It seemed like what Stefan would describe it like New Year's Club,
Oh,
and yeah, especially
that
the
is a great. I didn't even put that together. Yes.
especially the doors in there.
I a million% think Stefan has been to Hansel's house
Yeah.
at 12 a.m. on the corner of Broadway and Park in Hell's Kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, I like when it's like Matilda Hansel and Derek together, where they describe like, oh, I've never, I think she said like she never like lost her virginity or she hasn't had sex in years. I forget which one it
Yeah,
was.
she hadn't had it in a few years.
Yeah, which they are very very surprised by, like, oh wow, what, and then that leads to this ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I don't even want to say sex scene, but like whatever it was, it was
Yeah.
really
I called it, I wanted to say it was like an orgy, maybe an 8-way, something like that. Yeah.
you feel like everyone's in there, like just
Yeah.
experiencing how whatever position they were in.
Yeah. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, and just like a lot to it. And I believe like right after that, that's when they start like hatching the plan to like break in and uh all that. And also, I really liked I feel like it's like the one normal look for Derek, even though he's like in a fuzzy purple like sweater here. But I feel like that's the most normal he's looked. I like just like regular like basic clothes for that he has. And yeah, I believe this is where they also enter the a scene as two people. Like they're not doing like in real life these are actually like people, but like in this context they both of them are doing blackface, which is like another like, oh,
Oh, we don't
problematic.
get to that's the next. No, that is the scene when they break
Yeah,
in. Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, problematic scene. And a little Saturday Night Live context here. One of the guys, I believe, uh Derek is playing like this guy. The actor part of it is comedian Godfrey, who I believe
Yeah,
two
I
months
was
ago.
gonna say about that. But what'd you say?
I was say like 2 months ago, I believe he revealed on a podcast they actually auditioned for the show in like 1995, but didn't
In
make it.
1995?
Yeah, I believe he was convinced by Daryl Hammond
Godfrey
to
is
audition.
always older than I think he is. Always.
Yeah,
This continues to happen to me. Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I believe like, yeah, 2 months ago he revealed like Daryl Hammond wanted him to audition for the show around the time I guess he was auditioning and also didn't make it. But like
Hmm.
interesting detail there, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he definitely could have got in. Had it been him instead of like Dean Edwards, or possibly him instead of Tracy Morgan, we could have an alternate SNL history. Um,
I wonder if you actually would refer as to like Godfrey, because we never have a cast member who was like, I don't know about like one name. I don't think they ever will, but I wonder if that would.
well, no, they wouldn't let Sarah be Sarah Squirm, so
Yeah, so definitely not.
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot going on with all of this. I'll get to what you said soon. But like I said, like you said, there's a whole cast of characters. Like this reminds me of like a cult commune situation, and Hansel's like the leader. It's like he's got small people, he's got people with a bunch of hair, he's got various different types of women, all sorts of races and sizes and shapes. He's got some weird looking men in there too. It's just there's
And also,
yeah.
and also something about this movie that I'm not entirely sure if you would feel the same way, only because I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show. But, like, I feel this entire movie as a whole didn't really feel like an SNL sketch, but it feel like something from The Kids in the Hall. I don't know how familiar you are with that show.
Oh man,
But,
I've
like,
only heard about Kids in the Hall. I've never watched them.
yeah, like they would always have these like extended like short films they would do like towards the end of an episode, where it would be based on like pot or like sex or whatever, and I feel like oh this is like very Kids in the Hall like, and I'm like wow.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know about Kids in the Hall so familiarly, but I have heard about them. And yeah, this is just so crazy. And like you said, he has a skate park in there. I feel like isn't his whole house in like an abandoned warehouse or something?
Yeah, I believe I saw somewhere below it said elevator where I originally entered it.
Yeah, yeah. He's living like the people were in Flashdance. Yeah, it's crazy what's going on here. Again, this gets more serious than I expected. But I did know that they were gonna end up being back friends, like I said earlier. Like I said, they have an orgy where it's the only girl. Oh, another time where they skip what was I think first of all, they have the last 3 or 4 or 5 scenes have all been in the same night. And then they do this orgy thing and they skip like 14 hours. It's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon all of a sudden. What the hell? Again, I'm just no respect for what time is in this movie. It's like, yeah, we're skipping
Yeah,
all over the place.
it's a whole like thing that's like very like whoa.
Yeah, like I said, I think they like go to bed at like a little past midnight or something. They wake up, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's 3 hours until the show. Why is why did we have to we jammed all those scenes into this part and then we just skip the whole morning? Not to mention they didn't even eat breakfast. They can't be good
Yeah,
going into the show. I don't see
yeah.
them eat anything. They just straight well, oh, there's another thing. I think it is at this point actually. I think they talk about eating disorders or something like that and how models make normal people feel bad from how they look.
Yeah, I believe during that same scene right before they had the orgy, like she talks
Yeah,
about
when Matilda's talking to
yeah,
them. Yeah,
yeah,
that's where I was saying. This doesn't, yeah, which I guess that makes sense why he wouldn't eat breakfast after waking up at 5 in the afternoon because he
yeah,
has an eating disorder. But
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot going on here. And
And I guess
then,
also had that model body. So yeah.
yeah, reminded me of Scream Queens when they would eat cotton balls dipped in mustard. That's a deep Ryan Murphy cut. But and then as you were saying, they didn't have to do this, but it's like I said earlier, it's it's not blackface, but it's not blackface because they go in here as a I think it's a black guy and a Latin guy. I don't know what the other guy was.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. They go in
Yeah.
as a black guy and a Latin guy. Now they do hire an actual black actor, Godfrey, which by the way, Godfrey's been in it's really weird how many movies he's been in at this point in time because he doesn't seem that old, yet he is both in this movie and in Soul Plane, which
Interesting.
is a 2001 and a 2004 movie. I'm like, this guy does not seem old enough to have been in this stuff.
Yeah,
And then you're
yeah,
telling me that he auditioned for SNL 6 years earlier than this? It's like
yeah,
Godfrey
wow.
is eternal at this point. I didn't even know he was old enough to have been in all this stuff. It's like, yeah, I thought the earliest thing would have been Soul Plane, but no, this is 4 years earlier. And apparently 9 years earlier than that, he was auditioning for us. It's crazy.
Right.
Anyways,
And
but they
also,
do,
I
yeah.
believe he like for like a year or two, not so long ago, he was a cast member on Wild and Out.
Oh,
I know.
was he?
Yeah, at least for only
Oh,
like two
nice.
seasons. Like not even like
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, which is like
He's pretty big now. Like if you know, you
yeah.
know. He's doing a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's weird because they do use an actual black actor in this, which is one of the problems that people have with blackface is that it takes things from real ones. But it still is weird when they show it back. It's what is it? It's been with his face wiped off, but the rest of it is still
Yeah,
painted. It's really weird. It's really weird
around.
that they didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, it's like around his
Um,
areas is where it
yeah,
starts.
another place where this movie ages weirdly. and when he
Oh,
broke
actually,
the yeah.
real quick, I misspoke. He actually had this in 1998, so around like when Jimmy started to come on the show. So I
Wait,
thought it
when
was
was it? What year was it?
and I said 1995. We actually did this in 1998, where like Jimmy and
1998. So 3 years before this.
yeah,
Okay. But that's still a pretty crazy timeline. But for someone that feels like, I swear, Godfrey must have been famous my entire life, and I only discovered him in the last 7 or 8 years because it's crazy. Anyways, when he's talking about they're in the computer, I did think of, have you seen the SpongeBob episode where they try to get the paint off of the dollar with the computer?
yep.
This reminds me, we
Yeah.
have to use technology.
Yeah, isn't that the one where it's they keep saying 2 hours, 3 hours, and he's like, hurry up, I'm running out of time cards. Isn't that the one?
Oh, I don't know if it's that one, but it's the one where they get the paint on Mr. Krabs' first dollar and they smudge it all over, and Patrick tries to smash the computer to get it off.
Nothing's working!
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
It didn't work.
So yeah, this reminded me of that. Hansel is obviously just as dumb as Zoolander, and it really shows a lot of things about who these people are and what male models are as an industry in the universe of this movie.
Yeah, it has like a lot of things to it that it's like really, and I really love like how they're like prancing on the computer where they end up starting making like cat noises, which is like, oh
Oh yeah, they start making a lot of crazy noises.
yeah. But and given like their style, it makes sense that that's how they would go with it to try to get with the computer. Like
Yeah, yeah, it's really weird. Um, Next up is Matilda tries to intercept Derek before the show, but Katinka thwarts her attempt as Derek takes off down the runway. The Mugatu's DJ starts to play Relax, which, by the way, lore has been found out about Mugatu. Lore has been found out that Mugatu was I think he was the drummer for the people who made Relax Frankie Goes Hollywood, and then they kicked him out, and then he would go on to create the piano tie or something like that.
yeah, the piano, yeah,
The piano necktie, yeah. And
yeah.
apparently that is what started his entire fashion career, which I don't know how miraculous. I don't know fashion like that. I think they said that he started that in what, 1984, 85? This is 2001. Can you make a rise that high up in 15-ish years?
I think it just depend on the person for real.
I guess. I don't know. It's a lot to think about. But he creates the fashion tie, but he still obviously was kicked out of Frankie Goes Hollywood. So he has ties to them and the song Relax, which is why he used it in the brainwashing, which comes up now because the DJ is playing that song to activate Derek's Manchurian Candidate mental programming before he can actually reach the Prime Minister. Hansel breaks into the DJ booth. He switches the music off. The DJ's fighting with him again. That switches it back on. They switch it off and on and off and on. And they just have a huge fight until Hansel just unplugs the system right before Zoolander was about to break the Prime Minister's neck.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a wild one.
And when he was walking on the runway, I liked how when he's like realizing, oh wait, these people that saw my dream are actually real. And
Yeah.
I I love his face every time he's like, huh? And they're like, oh yeah, like you go Derek, you go Derek Zoolander, and like that, and just like some very nice charming uh walking from Zoolander, and I loved was it an ambassador, I believe, right?
Yeah, the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
The prime minister is like he's just having a good time
Yeah,
watching it.
yeah.
And
And now that I think, why is the Prime Minister even at this fashion show?
yeah, I guess he's supposed to be like, oh, I'm not like your average prime ministers trying to be new.
I don't. I've never seen Trudeau at a fashion show, but maybe. Maybe they have different standards in different countries. But yeah, he's at this thing there. He's doing all sorts of martial arts kicks. He's not just gonna run up to him and snap his neck. He's doing all sorts of flip kicks and kicks around, roundhouse kicks and all sorts of stuff as he's running down. This fight is crazy. At no point does Mugatu try to make him go faster or anything. It's just like, well, this is gonna play out perfectly and I don't have to do anything. And it's really, there's a lot going on here. Like you said, the prime minister doesn't seem to get freaked out until like the very, very end. He doesn't realize that this is about to be his ass until literally at the right before he gets his neck snapped. And again, Hansel saves him. Hansel's a little bit more of the hero of this movie than Zoolander is.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
I feel like you can't really call him a hero. He's just like there, but again, Hansel does like a lot more than Zoolander does.
yeah. It's really strange. It's really strange that he would not even write himself the full hero of this own movie, but maybe that just speaks to how
His range.
how meh of a writer that Ben Stiller is of his own stuff. Yeah. Anyways, Mugatu attempts to cover up this incident, but Hansel offers Mari's computer as evidence by smashing it on the ground, which he believes would release the incriminating files. Through this evidence is destroyed, Mari steps forward and reveals he had backup files and offers to turn over the evidence of the assassination plot. Years after the guilt of his complicity in the conspiracy, Mugatu attempts to kill the prime minister himself. He has this little M star, throws it at him. Derek stops him by unleashing his ultimate model look, the one he's been working on 9 years, Magnum. It stuns everyone. Mugatu is arrested. Zoolander is thanked by the prime minister, and in Zoolander's rural hometown in southern New Jersey, his father Larry watches the event on television and proudly acknowledges Derek as his son. Yeah, this was a heroic moment that he got to have. His Magnum. Obviously the stupid moment where Hansel breaks the computer like he thought he was going to, because he thought they're inside. I wouldn't say completely anticlimactic, or maybe not the way I expected it to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a just okay ending to this, or like okay before we get into like the actual ending, like okay penultimate, I guess you could say, ending to this that really like showed like it's kind of like the final story among everyone. Oh, and I liked when he says prime minister and he talks to me totally like yeah I went like left, and that's his first.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. It comes back around that he finally did find out to turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a lot of goofiness here.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, it was weird. He saved it with his modeling. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very complicated ending movie. I don't think we ever find out what ends. I guess he ends up getting rid of child labor in that country. We never really get into it after this. Like they don't.
Maybe I think I'm not entirely sure. Oh, but also another part I liked real quick is the breakdance fight. I think you probably mentioned it, but the breakdance fight between Hansel
Right.
and the guy. That was silly.
Yeah. It gets into stuff like that. I'm not sure it ever resolves it. I'm assuming it does, but I guess we're just supposed to assume that they got
I
rid of
think
all that.
I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of children, a few years later, Zoolander, Hansel, and Maury again. Maury has been teaming up with the bad guy the whole time. He's out here grabbing his employees' asses, and somehow he's the good guy. This is what's his name? Balls. What's his name?
Ballstein. Ballstein.
Ballstein. Mari Ballstein is way out of pocket this whole movie, and somehow he finishes it as the good guy. Feels like maybe you either should have not written him as bad to begin with, or not let him finish as the good guy.
Right.
Anyway,
Exactly. And
anyways, yeah, Zoolander, him, and Hansel start the Derek Zoolander Center for kids who can't read good and who want to learn other stuff good too. Derek and Matilda have a son named Zoolander Jr., who has already developed his first modeling look, which is basically all the same ones that he has. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna pretty much like say everything that you said, and it's like a clunky ending, I guess you could say for
Clunky ending, yeah.
yeah, but it makes sense given how this entire movie has wrapped up. Like I can't really even think of like what will make a better ending for this. So like
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, but like I'm not happy with it at the same time.
Yeah. It does show follow through. He did end up making the school the way that he was supposed to, but it still, like you said, feels a little clunky. Like you
Yeah,
skip to years. I mean, a lot of movies end up just skipping to years later. I
yeah,
guess we never see Mugatu again.
yeah. I feel
They
like
have a child, which makes, I guess it looks like they were falling in love to begin with anyway, so I guess that kind of works.
yeah,
And I do like that the fountain out in front pays homage to his friends of them having a gas station fight. Yeah.
that was something that I liked, but like yeah, not a lot to say. Yeah. Wait, did you talk about him opening the school?
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I do like I do like again the continued name of the school like you now have
Yeah,
and
nobody, and apparently this just got past every investor. Nobody wanted to change it. Every person that put anything into the school was just like, yep, that name is fine. Not too many
exactly.
words, nothing.
It's a be a perfectly fine
Every
name.
pitch meeting that they had, nobody was like, it's Zoolander to change the name.
Yeah,
Nobody.
anytime someone did say something, they let them with gasoline and let them on fire. That's what they did.
Oh, but yeah, I'd believe it in this movie. And they'd let him get away with it too, because apparently anyone can just get away with anything if Ballstein can. Anyways, that was
Just
Zoolander.
yeah,
I'm
and real
sorry?
quick, just like last thing, I did think the baby doing the same like face was cute, but like yeah, that's the last thing I'd say about this movie.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I think it was supposed to be silly instead of cute, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yes. So that was Zoolander. Not what I expected. Comes up a little bit short for me in a few different ways. Uh, I knew we would. I knew because of the girth of how long we're covering movies from 75 all the way to now, and maybe even a few before. I knew this that we would have some that didn't age well. I didn't
yeah,
expect it to be this one because we had done two movies that came out before 2001, and they
right,
didn't have these types of problems.
yeah, especially like you said in 2001, like
2001, you would think some of this stuff, not everything, but some of this stuff would have been thought about a little bit more by then.
yeah, and also I believe Zoolander was actually a character Stiller did. I believe at the 1996 some sort of award show. I went to the MTV award shows. He did like a character for this, and then he made it into a movie. So I think that's an interesting thing to it. But yeah, like this like was just like a fine
Yeah,
movie. I also like recommend it to people. Just, like just check it out. Why not? Because especially since it's a known movie, so like why
yeah.
not check it out to see like how
I
it
mean,
came
it's
to
on
be.
Paramount Plus right now. That's where I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah. As
So
for what it did for Ben Stiller, I believe this changed everything for him. I believe, I mean, obviously he was, um, Nepo a little bit with his, with how famous Jerry Stiller is. But
mhm.
I think,
And in fairness
he,
to Ben, I heard of him before Jerry. So at least for me. So
well, yeah, well, a lot of us did.
yeah.
You know what I think it is? I
Mhm.
believe a lot of people learned about him before Jerry because, especially from our generation, because of future movie Night at the Museum. Night at the Museum, I
Ooh,
don't know
interesting.
about you, but was a huge part of me and my generation's thing because it had a whole trilogy. It was all over the place. I think we went to the theater to see one of them. It was all over the place.
Yeah, I think I didn't even hear about that movie until like I remember like when Rami Malek hosted the show. I was like doing like research on him one day and I found out about that movie.
Yeah,
And it's definitely a movie I want. It's gonna be great to cover in the future because again I never seen it and it does look interesting
yeah.
from like little bits I have seen because doesn't it also have like Robin Williams in them in it.
Yes, I think adults knew about Jerry Stiller, but
Yeah.
you know what I think it's also a thing? I think Jerry Stiller was a thing, but we didn't
Hmm.
know that's who that was. Like I would
Yeah.
see episodes of King of Queens and
Yep. I
Seinfeld
was
and
gonna say
stuff. I would not know. I didn't even think to look up who that actor was. I just knew that was Guy. I didn't think he was related to Ben Stiller. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought this is a funny actor guy.
Yeah, I believe that's literally the only thing I went out two things, but like before this that was the only thing I knew Jerry Stiller from. Yeah. Oh, and also I see like Night at the Museum has a lot of great cast, Dick Van Dyke and Mickey Rooney. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's
Okay.
check what other movies he did after this. So
Yeah.
2001.
So okay, I think in 2000 things start to get big for him. Okay, he has the Ben Stiller show.
Yeah, that was like I think like few years right after his time on
It
SNL, I
was a
believe.
little before this, but I think it only got one episode. I think it got only one season.
Yeah, one season with 13 episodes on
Yeah,
Fox.
he's starting to come up in the directing world a little before this. But the movie that really changes things has have you seen Meet the Parents?
I'm familiar with it, but I have not seen
That
it.
is also becoming a big franchise in the early
Yeah.
2000s because it's
Hmm.
Meet the Parents, then Meet the Fockers, and then I think two more movies after that. And
Hmm.
that comes
And
out
one
the
coming up.
year. Huh?
Oh, and one coming up, I believe, with yeah, Falker in Law. Yeah, he's good dude.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That
You've
comes
already.
out the year before Zoolander, and that's starting to get pretty big. Then Zoolander is apparently it's his third directed movie, but it's still his second like big movie that he's physically in. And then things just start to like blow up from there. I didn't know that Meet the Parents came out the year before this. It feels like a newer movie, but I guess it's only because of the sequels that it feels that way.
Yeah, and like looking at his like filmography, it seemed like after this he took a 2 year break from like starring in a movie because he did the Royal Tenenbaums, and then in 2002 he did Orange Country and Run Ronnie Run, which it seemed like that was his own attempt to like make it seemed like what was I saying? Oh it seemed like Mr. Show, that was their way of trying to create movies that for trying to create movies that I thought was interesting because Mr. Show they didn't really have a whole lot of recurring characters, but like the one recurring character they had, they tried to make a movie out of it, which I think interesting, kind of like how SNL does. But yeah, the next
Oh wait,
movie,
was Mr. No, I'm thinking of the Man Show. That's a different show.
yeah, the next like star movie he did was with Drew Barrymore in Duplex, which I've never heard of. Have you
Mm,
seen that?
I don't think I've heard of that at all. No.
Yeah. Then he did Pauly Shore's Dead. It was a mockumentary he did. Then he did a lot, so I'm gonna try to skim through it.
Oh
2004 he did.
oh my gosh, I forgot. He is the main voice. Is he the main voice? Yeah, he is the main voice in future episode Madagascar. We
Yep.
really are going to get all of DreamWorks' best stuff on here. We're going to get
Um.
the whole Madagascar and the whole Shrek franchise.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be jam packed
Because I
hell.
didn't even think about it that it was him that was alongside with Chris Rock as the guys, the
Mhm.
voices of that thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's starting to
I think
blow up
that
around
was
this time.
first. thing I seen Ben and definitely Madagascar, and yeah, like again, it's getting through all of this in 2004. Did Unlocking Polly, Starsky and Hutch, Envy, Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, Anchorman, which
He
is
was an Anchorman a tiny bit, I think.
yeah, and Meet the Foggers, Madagascar, Danny Rowe. In 2006, he did Danny Rowe, First Time Director, School of Scoundrels,
Yeah.
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, Night at the Museum. Awesome. I fucking shot that. Like, I just love that. That's a great title there. Then 2007, he only did two, Believe the Glory and the Heartbreak Kid. Any familiar with there?
Hmm. Okay. So yeah, really, I think I didn't know this came after Meet the Parents. So what really is starting to happen at this point is he becomes a part of three swirling big franchises of the early 2000s. Meet the Parents, Madagascar, and Night at the Museum. Um, two of which, kind of three of which, but two of which for sure would become like big things for a long time. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I remember correctly, how long did Meet the Parents go? Meet the Parents goes all the way into
The Millennium,
it
2000.
comes into this year.
Yeah.
Apparently there's one Fockers in Law that's about to come out
Oh, yep.
later
Yep.
this year,
Yeah.
which is crazy. This thing has lasted 26 years. Like I said, he set himself up on three trajectories that would go wildly past anything that this movie would.
Yeah, and what checking out other things he did, just kind of skimming through it.
There is a sequel to Zoolander, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He let's see here. He did. Oh, he was in the Megamind anime movie in 2010, which we can do.
Oh, I've heard a lot about that.
Both are anti in the face, so that's interesting.
Right.
He did well, he's not starring it, but I see the Big Year, which Owen Wilson, Steve Martin, and Jack Black, which is like interesting there. Okay, one movie I think we can do is 2012's The Watch, which I've never heard of.
Okay, maybe.
Then and before that in 2011 he did a Tower Heist.
Oh, wait, was Eddie Murphy in that? I want to say he might have been.
Yep, he was. Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm seeing Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah. No, Madagascar is a pillar of a lot of people's childhoods.
Oh, yep, mine included.
Oh yeah.
Then the Zoolander 2 sequel, which I believe like him and Owen cameoed on the show on SNL, I believe for Weekend Update to do like commentary and promotion of that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I don't remember what episode, but I believe it was like in obviously 2016. And then just like skimming through all this the package, Greed, plus one, which is only interesting because I had Jack Quaid in it, and I'm a big fan of him. Oh, also, I don't know if it's starring him, but I do see Beck Bennett's name in the credits.
Wow.
So, yeah, maybe we can do that.
Maybe. Yeah,
then,
but really overall, I think this, now that I understand the full context, because again, I didn't, like I said, Meet the Parents comes out a year before this. This seems like something that got popular among he had a lot of oceans, and this was a lake within all of them.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was like that. So yeah, it's like this became really popular and like a cult classic, or I guess an assumed cult classic, but his other stuff took off way harder than this.
Oh,
way harder than this. And it's like, again, to the point where I didn't even know that Meet the Parents is one coming out this year. It's crazy.
Yeah. And just like real quick thing, just like last few films, one movie we can do, Hubie Halloween, which has like a bunch of not only SNL cast members, but a lot of Disney Channel stars in that. I remember.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Then Queen Pins, which.
Oh, he was in Queen Pins. I've been meaning to watch that, but he wasn't a lead in that. That was Kristen Bell's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think maybe we could do this movie, Bros, which Bowen is in that.
I
Bowen's in
have
that.
been thinking about another one Bowen's in, but I don't know if he counts as a co-lead or not. We'll get
Yeah,
back to it later on Fire
yeah.
Island.
Then 2024 he did a Nutcrackers, and then last year he did the Happy Gilmore sequel. Then documentary directed by him, by his family, and then as aforementioned, this coming year he'll do The Dink, which will not only we could do because not only for Ben Stiller, but also I see Chloe Fineman and Chris Parnell is going to be in that, so that should be fun.
Oh, that may be one we check out. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
then
yeah,
Fox.
overall, he does have a good thing. This is a drop in, no, maybe not a drop. Like I said, this is a lake surrounded by several oceans. This is the lake on an island that is surrounded by three oceans, which are Meet the Parents, Madagascar, and Night at the Museum. So obviously this would spur two of those, but one of those started before this. It makes sense how this is all going, but again, I really thought this would be better than it was. But you can't be great with all of them, you know?
Right. Yeah. Plus, it's great that sometimes we could cover like not so great movie because that makes it. I feel that makes better podcasting to me.
Yes, yes. Anyways, you can find me at Lego Sports Ball on TikTok, also known as Toxic Hoops Take. Again, Toxic Hoops Takes, just making a bunch of women's basketball stuff on TikTok. I really wish my Breeze had won last night.
Yeah, and you can check me out on my usual socials at I'mAlive419 on Twitter. Still talk about the current season of SNL as we're kind of reaching the semi sort of home stretch of season 51 of the show. And yeah, and check me out on Instagram at I'mAlive000000. Just the usual stuff there. I feel like if you really want to like kind of go like in depth of my life, that's the place to go to. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hope you guys enjoyed this very interesting episode of the Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast.
Totally. And again, if you want to see the video of this podcast, go to Oversimplified Productions on YouTube. We upload all the episodes on there in video format as well. My name is Johnny Watson. That's Victor Higgins. And we hope to join you again later this month for another episode of Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast. Of Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast.
Beautiful
Have a good
ending.
night.